if that picks it up or if that's what we're going to be stuck with. Hello all out there. I see we have 6 concurrent users, of which I think Grace is one. Grace, are you with us?
I am here.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Howdy, howdy. Okay, well, it looks like we can screenshot and put up Facebook, if Facebook is cooperative today.
Say that again about Facebook?
For the comments, we can highlight.
Oh, yes. Okay, good. Thank you for that. I'll let you go ahead and control that, darling.
Well, thank you. I finally get to control something.
You know, the latest word these days is facetious. Is that a facetious remark?
No, it's not.
Okay, good. What was it? Do I even want to ask?
No, you don't.
Got it.
Ooh, I like that. Getting thumbs up even before we go live. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
hey,
what I
howdy.
want.
Who's that?
I don't know. It never tells us who.
Okay.
Oh, but 3 people. I like that. Yay. Thanks.
Oh, they are encouraging us. Thank you all. We appreciate that. We'll be starting up here shortly. And I haven't started my countdown timer. Hey, come on there, Michael.
Yeah, put on the music. Nobody wants to hear us chat. They want to hear the
9 minutes
song.
left, man. I better get with it. Okay, 9 minutes left. Here we go. Music coming. And soon, BridgeHands Theater will be near you. Today, to talk about cover cards. Not in the sense of just aces and kings, but do we cover a dummy card with an honor? A pithy topic.
I love some of the terminology in this game.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of interesting now that you mention it, is that we get a lot of our terminology from the English.
Ah.
And so, but then it goes back much further than that. I mean, they think that actually in Istanbul, Turkey, is maybe where the game originated.
That's really interesting. You should do a whole video on that one day.
I really should, yeah.
The origins of bridge.
About the fact that, you know, the Turkish soldiers, when they went out, they didn't always have 4 people. And if they only had 2, how would they play a game while there's just not much to do while they're waiting?
Get the camels involved.
No, you have the dummy.
Oh.
Or as the French would say, the dumet. It sounds like a duvet, doesn't it? A dumet.
A duvet. I know that word.
So, YouTube, are you going to give us comments today? Well, I guess you know the answer to that.
Yeah, I haven't even bothered honestly trying that. And that is a no.
A negatory, huh?
Okay, let's do a time test. We've got. Oh, okay. We're only like.
Okay, here we go. 5:32,
Yeah, we're
1, 0, 29, 28.
We're like 5 seconds behind on YouTube.
Our ultra low latency is picking up.
About 20 seconds behind that on Facebook.
Okay.
So YouTube so far is working pretty well. Yay.
Awesome.
Hi, Marjorie. How does this program work? She asked.
Yeah. How does this program work? Margie, I'm going to go right back at you. How do you want this program to work? Well, let's see. This could be like, when you ask me a question like that, it could be drinking through the fire hydrant. Right, Grace?
Something like that, yeah.
The way it works is that we will be starting up in about 4 minutes and 44 seconds. And when we start it up, we'll be having about a half hour. Oh, no, it always turns out to be 45 minutes of discussion on BridgeHands. And you'll be watching a video. And we actually have people dial in if they want to. We ask them to come in. Sometimes we beg them to come in. We like interactivity. But if people just want to put chat messages like you did, then, hey, that's okay too. We're flexible. I'm looking for something to come where we do some polling. I'll talk about that in a little bit. Always something new every day, it seems. But if you have a specific question about what's going on here, let us know. We are broadcasting, simulcasting on YouTube and on Facebook.
And today's topic, May the 4th be with you.
May
that's
the
not the topic,
Force be with you. Is that the topic or that's a subtopic?
It's May 4th. May the 4th be with you.
Something like that.
So basically what we're doing right now, Marjorie, is until the countdown, another 3 minutes and 30 seconds or so, as we're just passing time, letting the audience build up, hoping you'll join us and hit that thumbs up if you're enjoying the show. And after that, I will let Michael take the reign. I will let him, like how I said that.
That's her story and she's sticking to it.
He will then proceed to give you his wonderful bridge lessons.
Thank you, darling. Oh, I have my speakers on here.
I heard that. Anybody else get the song stuck in their head after the show's over?
I do.
I do.
Sounds like we're getting married. I do.
I do. We already did. They did. Facebook land, we apologize for Friday. Our systems went down and we could not reconnect over there on Facebook. Hope you were able to pick it up on YouTube. Friday was fun. We got to ask random questions. Michael got to wear his professor hat or
Swami.
Swami hat, okay?
Or the incredible Karnak, as Johnny Carson would say.
Were you stumped at all, honey?
That two-part question, that one's kind of like it had a couple twists and turns. Give me a sound check again, Grace.
Check, 1, 2.
Try again.
Check, 1, 2.
I think you're off.
I'm off.
Yeah, do you have it on the right switch position for Mike?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to turn mine down. I want to say again. Go ahead.
Check, 1, 2. Check. 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 Barely there.
Right.
It's right up to my mouth. Can everybody else hear me okay?
I see a little bit of deflection. I don't know if it's coming through my speakers. Give it.
Test. 1, 2, 3. Test.
Okay, you're just slow. Okay, I'm going to just crank you up a little bit. Give me a couple more words.
You like to crank me down, not up. Is that better?
Oh, yeah. Now you're coming through.
Test. 1, 2.
There we go. Speak to me more.
I like that. So you got to turn me down when you didn't want to hear me, huh?
Apparently, yes. Something happened there. It was a Freudian slip, I swear.
Yeah, we should try that in real life.
Uh-oh. You're down to the last minute. Better start getting ready here. Okay, let's get some of my screens. Double check them here. Okay, there I am. And let's see, we're going to have a slideshow coming up. Yes, that'll be coming up. And if we want to go over and take a look at some hands, I go into Deep Finesse, and there we are for the hand. Okay, I think we are going to be good to go.
Okay, we've got that countdown ticking.
Mm-hmm. Get my foot switch here ready. Music is starting to culminate.
Perfect timing.
Maybe I'll hit the record button for the posterity here.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Introducing Michael.
Where did he go?
Where art thou, Michael?
Green Bridge friends, Michael here at BridgeHands, and welcome to another fun day, a happy Monday, and we are starting a new week of bridge. And as you recall, we've been doing quite a bit on defender play. You know the interesting part of defender play? Well, there's a lot of aspects of it, but so often, at least when I started the game, it was like, wow, I love bidding. I love conventions, and the kind of the risk reward of that part. And when it's the declare play, it's like whatever, or defender play, but that is where the game is really played. And so I guess I'd like to suggest to you is that to be a good defender, you have to be pretty good in terms of knowing the bidding, knowing what's going on in the bidding, or else you're missing more than half of the information to know how to defend. And to be a good bidder means you have to know how to do the play of the hand and how they're going to defend it. So it's kind of a yin-yang. One works with the other. And so today we're going to be taking at another aspect of defender play, and that is cover cards. Now, we've talked about cover cards being aces and kings, primary honors. Those are the cards that are usually take quick tricks. But then there's another aspect of cover cards from the perspective or paradigm of when the dummies played a card, or maybe your partner's made an opening lead, and the honor is played from the dummy. Do we cover that honor with our honor? Are there times when we shouldn't? And that's what this purpose of the lesson is today. And let the truth be known, I kind of whipped it up quickly. Some of these things you just remember off the cuff, but I think we've got enough to make a good half hour, 45 minutes today. So if we're ready, let's go ahead. And I think I've got quite a few slides to go with this today. So we're going to go back to the slides, and with a little luck, I'll pop myself down in the corner where I'm out of the way, maybe down in the right side.
You want to give that number out one time and see if anybody wants to join us
We
today?
won't need them right now, but yes, a little bit later we'll do that. But we'll let them just relax right now, and so we'll just go through maybe a fair amount of slides. I think I have maybe about a dozen, and there'll be a chance to give some questions in a little bit. Okay, so start off with some chuck talk, or slides, in other words. So covering an honor with an honor, we're talking about the dummy and then us in the third seat, or if it was the lead from the dummy, in the second seat. What do we do? When do we do it? How do we do it? And why do we do it? Okay, first off, the general rule is, if you don't remember anything else, cover the last of the dummies touching honors. So we'll take a look at some instances of that. But in essence is that if you see a king and a queen and you have the ace and some others, you wait for that last of the touching honors. If it happens to be where the dummy has another holding where you have the king and don't have the ace, it'd be similar. You don't, with the the queen and the jack and the dummy, and they play the queen, you don't take the king because that's not the last of the dummy's touchers honors. They have the jack. And that's a pretty good guidance rule, but I wish that was all there was to it. But bridge, of course, has a lot of it depends, so let's take a look at some others. And it's almost always wrong to cover a card with an honor if the dummy is playing the trump suit. Well, why is that? Well, first off, that is if the declarer has bid their natural suit. If it happens to be where it's a transfer bid, in other words, they opened one no trump, and you can see the 5 or more in the dummy, then you have to rethink this rule. But normally what happens is the declarer has bid their suit. And when they have, it's a lot of reasons, as we will start to see, why you just don't want to go up with an honor. Obviously, they have 5 or more in the suit, and obviously they have 12 or more points when they opened, right? So it's probably not going to be a good idea to go ahead and cover if it's a jack or a 10 or something like that in the dummy, even a queen. Okay. And be thinking about why that is. I'm going to have some questions on that. Will covering an honor help to promote a card in your hand? That's the eternal question. You want to get tricks. This isn't just because, it's because you want to get as many tricks as possible. And obviously, hey, that's what the declarer wants to do also, at your expense, right? So be thinking about that. Remember those first 2 rules, but there's one to be at least in the back of your mind, and to do some deduction to see what you think is going to be right. Will we always get it right? No. Okay, well, and then if we were to play an honor, how would we feel if the partner had a singleton, king, or an ace? Would we want it to crash with our primary honor, singleton, king, or ace? In our partner's hand, if we have like a doubleton in that suit, that's not so good. So that's something to consider, isn't it? We've already got some reasons why, don't we? Okay, we have more of them, though. Here we go. And another would be, does the dummy have more entries to promote the suit? Oh, I see. So we're talking about a promotion play, which is one of the favorite strategies we like in bridge, where we have a long suit in the dummy, and as us as declarer is like, man, once we get rid of those nasty primary honors from the opponents, then the suit's going to set up and run. So that is a question. So are they going to be able to get back in a side suit? We look at that dummy and we start to say is that, oh yeah, they've got an ace in that other suit. Oh, they've got a king in that other suit, but we've got the ace behind it. Ha ha ha. Or as the French would say, Grace, how do they say it? Moi, moi, So, yeah, do we have something to stop them getting back to the dummy to promote that suit? Will ducking possibly block entries to the dummy? So if we hold back maybe once, maybe twice, and they have a doubleton in their hand, in the declarer's hand, or maybe a tripleton, we duck twice. On the third time, when we win our king, because I had to eventually win the ace to get back to the dummies, now, sorry, you've blocked their entries to the suit. So obviously a big part of this is declarer play, and also for the dummy entries. Okay, based upon the bidding and looking at your hand, do you expect an unusual distribution? That is, maybe it's king, queen, jack 5 times in dummy, and you've got the ace, and they play the king, and you play the ace, and the declarer roughs it. Oh, they were very distributional. They get back to the dummy, now they start pitching losers madly while you still have some in that dummy suit. So that's not such a good thing, is it? So there's another reason for the strategy on the scenarios. And if it turns out that you feel it's like, man, I see 5 in the dummy and I have 5 in my hand, I don't think the declarer has too many in that suit. That's already 10 of the 13 cards. If my partner has 3 and the dummy has 0, I'm going to have egg on my face if I cover right away. So the question is, do I wait twice and then the third time go up with it, and then my partner can maybe overruff? Those types of things. Okay, might partner have a promotable jack? Yeah, we don't normally think of jacks as being great cards. They seldom takes tricks because there's 3 tricks are going to be taken before it. So will they be able to take it with a jack if we start going up with the kings and queens? We promote that jack. Yeah, we have to be considering is who has the jack. If you have a good nose, maybe you can sniff around a little bit and get a good feel where the jack is. Okay, so how about anything else? Oh yeah, we have more. Here we go. Could the declarer be the void? We've talked about that. And that might mean is, what is the reasonable line of play? So if there's the ace queen 4 times or 5 times in dummy, and you've got the king third behind the ace queen, but they play the ace and then they play another, the queen or another, it's like, why didn't they take a finesse? That doesn't seem like a logical line of play if they're a good bridge player. they should have taken the finesse. Now, they may know based upon your bidding that you have all the remainder of the tricks, but generally, I would say we need to be careful is that when they're not taking finesse plays or other things, there's probably a reason for that. Probably it's a singleton. Maybe a void, right? Okay. All right, so might the declare have a singleton or a void is what we were saying before. We have to be aware of that, as well as our partner having that singleton, king, or ace, right? So the distribution of the suit. If you don't win the trick, could the partner rough it anyway? Yeah, our partner. Oh, yeah, we have a partner in this game. I forgot about that. So, yeah, we see that king, queen, jack, and we think, well, we better take the ace, but you have a feeling that your partner is a void based upon, you know, with the way they bid. Maybe they opened one spade and let's make it a minor. Opened one club, rebid one club, a 6-card suit, and there's, you see 3 or 4 in the dummy, and you have several, including the king, then your partner probably doesn't have but 1 or 0, do they, based upon that scenario. So yeah, you might say, well, I'm going to win the king, but maybe you should have waited one, let your partner rough first if they're not going to be roughing with high honors. Things to consider. Okay, so we're going to go to hand number 1, I think, right now, and I'm going to go ahead and put this number up there, so we're going to go to another screen. Let's see, first of all, F1, Control B, there it is, and going to, I think we've got a screen coming up right about here. Yeah, there we go. That number to call in at, and you all probably know it by now, 563. Grace, with me. 9 2 1 8 5. Okay, dial line in now. Operators are waiting. No, we're right here, and we have the telephone line connected. So if somebody wants to come along with me, we'll have some fun with this. I'll make it easy. Promise. No recriminations. This is all good fun. What do we have for our delay? It's about 10 seconds today on YouTube?
On YouTube, it's really good. On Facebook, it's about 25.
25 seconds. So I'll give it maybe a couple seconds. And what's on your mind, too, today? We're curious. Inquiring minds must know. So, yeah, we've got one hand that I'll be showing you. And by the way, where did the hand come from? I'll say it now. Remember my friend Barbara Seagram? Oh, yeah. So a hand that's going to be on page 86. If you have the book, you can go ahead and have the answer to that. But I am going to be using her hand.
Is this a
we
plug?
We had a good discussion the other day. She's got... did somebody come in?
No, I said, is that a plug?
I like to plug my friends, absolutely. And Barbara definitely deserves a lot of plugs. So at any rate, okay, we'll have one hand a little bit. I don't see anybody coming in. So as always, when this happens, we just go to plan B, don't we, Grace?
We do.
Okay, F1, Control
Hi, Carl.
B.
Carl, why don't you call in today?
Yeah, Carl.
I think you'd be really good.
Okay.
You always bring up some great questions.
That's for sure. Well, maybe he wants to just do it there. And we'll let, if you'd rather do it...
Oh, he said okay.
Okay,
You
Carl.
got the number, Carl?
Come on down.
563 999 2185.
God, it sounds like a... Remember that song? In the year 2185. Well, it wasn't that year. 25.
If man is still alive.
So
hi, Raj.
We got somebody calling in. We'll give it another moment.
Yeah.
Oh, and we're looking at the hand. Oh, they're not supposed to be seeing the hand.
Cover that hand up.
Man, what is going on here? So, okay, we're going to go back to the other screen. Let's see, MSI.
He misdialed. He's retrying.
Okay.
Once again, 563 999 2185. And there he is. Is that Carl?
Yes, this is.
Hello and welcome.
Hey, Carl. Good to hear you. How you doing today?
Good here.
Okay, so we're going to be about maybe, if you were watching on YouTube, about 5 or 10 seconds ahead of that. So if you see something pop up on the screen, or I mention it, it'll be about 5 seconds till you see it. But I'm glad you got your speaker so it's not too loud, so we don't get a big feedback loop. So are you ready to have some fun?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. Okay, so we're going to be taking a look at some different scenarios here, and let's take a look at the first one. The dummy has Queen, Jack, 10, and an intermediate, a 7. I don't know if that's going to be any good. I put that there just for being a man of mystery. So, okay, so there's 4 in the dummy, including the Queen, Jack, 10. Pretty nice holding. So let's see. We hold the King and a 9 and 2 others. So it's we both have 4-4, so that leaves 8, leaves another 5 somewhere around the table, and I'm assuming this is their trump suit. I don't know that it necessarily matters, but this is the suit that is being led. And I suppose it actually could matter if it's trump or not. But it does say dummy trump there, so okay, I did make that clear. Good. So what comes up, you'll eventually have a finesse coming your way. So you've been thinking about it, and here it comes. So they're going to be playing the Queen of the trump suit. Do you want to play high or low? Now you've got 4, and let's say it went 1 spade, 2 spades, 4 spades, and this is the spade suit. So do you want to go up with the king right away, or do you just want to kind of sit back for a moment?
So you're saying the lead is through the king?
The lead is from the queen and through the king. So let's say that we are in the third seat,
okay.
And so yeah, the dummy is making the play, and we're behind the dummy here with our nice king 9 4 times.
So I guess I look at the trump holding, and you basically have a block, king, queen, jack, 10, 9. So they're all equivalent.
Well, they have a queen, jack, 10, and a 7. Make it a 3 if you want to.
I'm just saying that basically you have an ace and an 8 out. And so my thought would be, do I need entries into the dummy hand to preserve, and that might
let me just interject one thing,
difference.
Carl. I maybe you didn't make this clear. So this is the dummy, but we're not the declarer. So let's say that this happens to be over in the east seat. We're south, the opponent, and so we're not setting up the suit. They're the enemy with the queen 10 little.
Okay, gotcha.
So,
all right. So I would definitely play low.
Play low, okay.
My king's well protected. I don't need to play
okay, yeah. You maybe just say, hey, let's just let them go ahead and exhaust all their trump. If that's what they want to do, fine. If you don't see anything that looks like a threatening side suit. And there's one other reason here, and let's see if we can figure out what that might be. Well, it could be that it could be a 4-4-4-1 shape. If they started with another suit like a minor and then went to a major and then 3 of the major and 4 of the major, and it's like, hey, I don't know if they have 5. And if our partner has that ace and we go up with a king, I don't know if you ever had that happen. I think the rest of us have. Grace, you have a point?
Unfortunately.
Bernie said, hold up king.
Hold up king. Yeah, we're going to hold up the king. Yeah, that's we're giving you some softballs to start, and if it gets like a tough one, maybe I'll help you along. But you're doing great there, Carl. So hoo-hoo. So we've got one.
Knock. Who's there? Nailed it!
He nailed it. Knock, knock. Who's there? Okay, so number 2. Gracie, another question.
Yes, Margie is joining us, and she said, I'll look for a count from my partner.
Yeah, it's interesting when it talks about count. A lot of people don't get the count right on the trump suit. And Carl, would you mind if I segued for a second on that?
Sure.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and talk about count on the trump. Wow, that's got me my creative juices going here. So I'm going to go back over to this other hand, deep finesse, and this screen should do it. Okay, so here we go. So let's say that spades is trump again, and they've got ace, king, and 3 others, and the dummy's got 3 little. And so, the trump suit is being played, and it's first time is the ace, and the second time is the king. And so, okay, I have 4 of them in the south, 4 to the queen. So, and my partner has a singleton. So the question is, you know, how do we play? Well, I guess in a normal suit, we say, well, we want to give count signals. If we do, we play a higher, and then we'll play a lower. So we'll play this one the first, and then we'll play this one the second to say we have an even number. And if we have an odd number, then we play, let's say it happens to be queen third, then we play a low, and then a middle one to show that we have 3, and we lead the same way. So an odd, we go low. Even, how to get a D there? It would be a higher and then a lower. But in a trump suit, that isn't the way it works. No, it's not the way we should be doing. I mean, if you just have 3, just do what is natural. And I'm going to erase some of this stuff here. Natural, when you've got 3 and they have a 5-3 or something like that, natural is just to play a low. But does that work? If you have 3, then you would normally want to play the middle first and then low, which is the opposite of a side suit. So you play, you know, middle and then down, or a low, and that shows that you have 3. And sometimes it's like your partner, should I win this side suit after this suit's been played, spades, and you know, they play twice and then they stop when you show out the second time, and you wonder, well, does my partner, does he have any more in the suit, or she? So when you have an even number, you do the opposite. You instead play low first. How low can you go? You played low with an even number, the opposite way that you would do it, and then a higher on the second time. The first time low, next time a little bit higher, and your partner's, oh, got an even number, but when you got a singleton, oh, my partner must have 4, or something's going on there. And then when you have 3 in the suit, and we'll go back to the lesson in just a second, but this is an important part, is how we signal, is what we're saying. And Grace, I'll get right to you. So when it's 3 in the suit, that is where we play first time the middle, second time the low, and your partner knows, oh, my partner on the other side still has 1 more left. They went middle low. Now, there are other types of methods that can be played, but this is called a trump echo. And that's what most people play, trump echo. There is another one called trump suit preferences, but you play one or the other. You can't obviously play both, but trump echo is something you should remember. Yes, Grace?
Carl actually has a couple good thoughts on this.
Okay. Yes, Carl?
Oh, so in the trump suit, you have a pretty good idea of your partner's count anyway. You know, that from the bidding, you can tell that there's usually 8, maybe 9 trump, and so you know what you have in your hand. You can figure out what your partner probably has within a card or two anyway. That's the way I usually reason it out.
That is beautiful. Thank you, Carl. You hit the nail on the head, and we'll give him a definite...
Give me a Y, give me an E, give me a
Yes!
Right on. You heard Carl. He said it better than any of us could have, is that, yeah, we should be anticipating, based upon the way the bidding, the counts, inferences, analysis, is whether or not what our partner's trump holding is likely to be, and also by the declarer's first cards played. We get so much information there. Okay, well, hand number 2, or I should say, not a hand, but hand segment number 2. The dummy trump is queen, jack, 9. Okay, a broken sequence, but a sequence nonetheless. And we hold king 8, 4, 2, or something like that. We've got a king 4 times. So you'll eventually be finessed, it seems. So do you play low or do you play the king? I think this kind of sounds familiar. But what do you think there, Carl?
Same thing. I play low. I mean, you protect the king.
Yeah, that's right. Let's say that they have 5-3 fit. They open in a spade, and this is the dummy. So, yeah, we want to protect that. And because, hey, it could be a 5-4-3-1, and our partner still could have that singleton ace. So Yeah, no reason to. If you had king 10 fourth, then yeah, you would cover the low honor with the 10, sure, so they don't let it slip through, but this time we didn't have that 10, but just a couple different ways to think of these suits. So, okay, number 3, great job. We are moving on, and let's see if I even know the answer to this one here. On the side suit, oh, okay, well, that looks pretty easy so far. Queen, Jack, 10, 9. Well, aren't they lucky with that? But this isn't the main suit now. Oh, it's not trump. This is a side suit. Ah, okay, a side suit. Queen, Jack, 10, 9. And what do we hold? Let's take a look at our hand. Here it is. The same thing. King, 9, 4, 2. Huh. Yeah, I guess it would be nice, Carl. I think if I knew what was going on in the other suits, what's my holdings, and so there's a lot of it depends kind of things. So I don't know if you're going to have a solid answer on this one, are you?
Not really. I mean, there's so many variables. If I definitely wanted the lead, I'd go up with the king.
Beautiful.
But on the other hand, I might just let it go. Maybe
because there's so much going on here. Great answer on that, by the way, is that let's say that they did a Jacoby 2 no trump on another suit. So they've got 9 cards or more in, let's say, the spade suit, and this is the heart suit here. Well, man, you're going to have to take your tricks when you can. I guess that there is this one thing, though, and that is that, normally cover the last of touching honors, but man, that goes from here to kingdom come. So I guess consider whether or not that dummy has re-entries, and that sure makes a lot of sense. So if there isn't any trump left and they're doing this, then you're going to say is that, well, let's see, does the declare have an ace singleton? Well, if they have a re-entry, then, that wouldn't be so good if we cover it now. What about if they have an ace doubleton? Man, I wouldn't want to play the first two either. If they only have one entry to the dummy. Or what if the declare has ace 3 times? Do you want them to take all 4 tricks? So, I guess what I'm saying is think about, what honors the declarer is likely to have based upon the other suits. But yeah, Carl, you're right. We can't tell. Grace, you had something.
There are 2 comments questioning 2 9s.
Oh, yeah. That's when somebody puts them together at the last hand. Grace, when you put that together, no, that was me. That was just to see if anybody was awake. Thank you. There were a couple of people here that were definitely awake. That's when you look at the back of your cards. You say, oh, no. I pulled the wrong cards out of the board. I've got the wrong hand. It's like, what do I do now? Okay, number 4. On a side suit.
Check what?
Check your sleeves.
Check the sleeve, right. On a side suit, the dummy has ace, jack, 3, 2. Ace, jack, 3, 2 on a side suit in the dummy. And our hand, well, we have a king and 2 others behind the dummy, the ace, jack, and 2 littles, and we have a king 3rd. So I wonder how this one's going to turn out. The declarer leads the 10. Okay, so the lead came from our left. Our partner flopped something down, a low, I guess. Not a 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll be a 6. And then the declarer after leading the 10, what do we cover with? Do you want to go up with the king, or do you just want to play low for now? And let's say that, as far as we know, it's going to be even distribution on this. So we don't anticipate that, they're going to be short.
I would still play low. I could go up with the king and hoping to protect the queen of my partners, but if my partner has a queen and he finishes a jack, he'll catch it anyway. So.
Yeah, there are some times when your partner will, in fact, go up with the queen first of all because thinking that they're going to help to protect you. So that's a whole nother story. Great comment on that. But let's see what they say. Right away. The partner likely has the queen. I think, if they wouldn't play the 10 if they had the queen most of the time, unless maybe it was some kind of weird doubleton sequence. But I guess the idea is that later on they may hold the winning 9. Carl, I'm not sure I would 100% agree with this assessment, but when you see this, like they lead a 10 and you've got the king and it's got that ace jack, it kind of starts to smell like one of you has the king and one of you has the queen. Obviously, if you knew other things about the bidding and how many cards you're estimating your partner to have would be a big factor on that. Maybe the declarer is just having fun playing the 10 and then going to do the queen later just to torment or something like that. But yeah, I would say is that if you wanted to go up with the king, unless you think that, it's going to be a 4-3-3 and they're going to promote that 2 on the last one, I'm with you. So, okay, let's go on to the next one. That was kind of an odd one there. But it is true that sometimes you do want to consider is whether or not the 9 is going to take a trick and who has it. It might have been the declarer had the 9 if they're playing the 10 and then there's the jack and then they have the 9 still. So we don't know. Just be thinking about who might have the 9. Okay, let's get something hopefully a little bit easier. In front of the dummy, you hold. Okay, so so we're right next to the declarer. So the declarer's to our right, the dummy's to our left. So we're in front of the dummy, and we're holding a queen 5-4. And behind you, the dummy has the ace 10 and 2 littles. Okay, so the declarer, wait a second, leads the queen. The declarer leads the jack, it should say. Here again, I put these together pretty quickly. So, any rate, I guess I would say is that, yeah, you would want to go ahead and cover that jack with the queen. Cover an honor with an honor, even though they have the 10, because the partner is likely to hold the king in this sequence. So when you see these kind of common ones where it looks like by the declarer's play is you have a king queen, you do normally want to win it. And here again, who's got the 9? If they have the 9, they're going to win it anyway. But if your partner has the 9, by you going up and covering will produce another trick. So these 4 and 5 are, I think, a little bit tricky. But the point we're trying to say here is that when you get into the use of spot cards, and advanced players, the experts, will consider these, is you have to be considering that factor, as well as a lot of other places. Not sure I like those 2 examples, but I just wanted to throw them in. But let's see if we get something that's a little bit more sensible here, Carl. Dummy leads a 7, and the holding is a jack 7 little. Maybe it was little and I put the 7. Let's see where that came from. Okay, you hold the king, the 10, and the 2. Do you want to play the king, the 10, or the 2? Oh, boy. We don't know anything else.
My inclination is to play the 10.
Play the 10. Okay, good. That is giving away an honor, but it's not the best of honors. And, we don't know how many is in the declarer's hand. Obviously, that would be helpful if we thought the declarer only had 2 or 3. But we didn't give enough information probably. But so we would normally play low. We would cover an honor with an honor, which gets to the next one. Same thing. And when this time they lead the jack, is it... doesn't feel right, but would you be okay covering an honor with an honor?
Yeah, probably here. Yeah.
I think so, yeah, because, your partner probably has the queen, I think is the way it's going. Why are they playing the jack? Now, if your partner has a singleton ace or, some damn side suit where, they have a lot of length and they bid a lot, obviously that has an impact. But normally, if that's the honor, even though it's not the honor next to ours, is that, that's what we've got to do. So anyway, it's something to consider. I think some of these, by the way, if you look at Larry Cohen's, another person I've loved to work with, is that he's got some good information on his site on some of these types of holdings. Okay, this time we're in front of the dummy, and we hold king, 10, 5. So the declarer is to our right, and that's our holding. And behind you in the dummy is a jack and 2 littles. Not a 7 and a 5. Get that 5 out of there. That's a 3. Just looks like a 5. So anyway, they have a jack and 2 little. Okay, so the declarer leads the 8. And so we've got that king, 10, 5. And then there's that jack and 2 little behind us. So What do you think on this one with your King 10-5, Carl? What do you have any strong feelings one way or another?
Let me see. I got the 10. The jack's on the board. I'm gonna play the 10. Force the jack out. Maybe my partner has the queen.
Okay, let's see what fruit that bears here. Well, if we play the 5, we may get something from our partner. I guess, if you think your partner doesn't have any honors, then I would be happy with that you went up with a 10. If it's early in the hand, and let's say they're 1 no trump, 3 no trump, and you've got 6 points, they've got, sounds like 25, 28, maybe not more than 30, and you think your partner's got, 5 to 8 points, then yeah, I think you could go ahead and just play low, and when they go up ostensibly with the jack, is that they can win it, and then later on, when they've got, let's say it's some honors there, you've got the king behind the ace to your right, but not an easy one. So I'm okay with your thinking there also. Number 9, in front of the dummy, you hold King 10-5 in front of the dummy once again. And behind you, the dummy has Jack 7-5. This time the declare leads the queen. I'll bet I know what you're going to do this time. Maybe not.
Well, I mean, you can say second hand low.
Our general rule is cover an honor with an honor, but then there's that 10 jack issue.
Yeah. I mean, all things considered, I would probably play low.
Okay, well, let's see what they
hold on to
say.
my king.
They say cover the honor with the honor. Partner may once again have ace and the 9 and the little, but there's so much else other to concern. I wouldn't say that your first thought. I guess that if let's say the declare has ace and a little and plays low to the jack, and then comes back to the ace, and then they got 2 tricks and that's all that's left in that suit, and your partner has 5. It's like, so if it's a 5-3-3-2 shape, you say, oh man. And once in a while, a good declare will do these types of, I can't call them shenanigans and skullduggery, but it's like, where did my trick go? So we do have to be a little careful for that. If your partner does have 5 and they've got the ace and they're just playing to the jack, excuse me, they'd have to have the queen. Sorry about that. But that is kind of the concern.
I guess my thought is I'd hate to play the king and have the singleton ace drop. I would kick myself.
Yeah, if it's, you're right. Now, if this is a long suit, very good point. I am going to give a big yes to you on that one. Okay.
What's it say behind your back? It says honors cover an honor, pardon my, or partner on the previous screen.
Oh, you want me to go back to it?
Yeah, real quick, because your back was covering the last portion of it.
Okay. I gotta go this way. Okay. May have the ace 9 little. At least that's what they say. So, okay, well, let's go to the next one. And that is, okay, hey, how about that? This is a little better. We've got some hands here. So, okay, the 7 is played from the south hand, the declarer. We've got ace and 2 little and king 9-8. What do you want to play there? This one comes up a lot.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so obviously, again, it depends on things.
Yes, it depends on things, right?
If you believe that you can get a roughing trick from your partner, then to preserve trump, I might go up with the ace, and then lead an offsuit and maybe catch a rough.
Nice. So if there's some business you can do in other suits, then go up with your ace before bad things happen.
They draw the trump and you lose a possible rough.
Right, but I think what happens most of the time is the declarer has a split king, queen. And when you have that as declare, don't start off with whatever honor you've got in the dummy. Play low from your hand to the dummy and give the person over in West, Carl's hand, ace 4 times or whatever it happens to be. Make them think about it. And if they go up with the ace, hey, cool, your king and queen are going to win 2 tricks. Whereas if it turns out you let it go low and they win with the king, and then later on they're playing to their hand in the south to the queen, and you want that ace to cover an honor. You're not going to cover anything if it's like 2 honors, one to your left and one to the right. If you go up, they call it, I think, like Larry Cohen, I think he calls it, you're catching free air, clear air. There's nothing there to catch when you do this place. It's almost like you led the ace, and then the king and the queen are good. So on the other hand, if this was a damn singleton 7 or something, you're like, whoa, what happened here? So you have to be careful. There's no clear answer. And as Carl said, think about what's going in on the side suits too. Okay, and so let's see what happens on this one. Oh yeah, this is something kind of similar. This might be the holding. Your partner might have Jack 10 fourth, the declarer might have Queen third, and then you've got the ace. And if you go up with the ace, that's going to cost you a trick, assuming that nothing will happen on the side suit, this capturing air concept. And I think that is it. So we're going to go to the play of the hand. You did a really good job on that. And all of your, it depends, Carl. I'm completely with you. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got here in deep finesse. And okay, let's see over here. And I'm going to go ahead and mask some cards for a second. Well, I'm going to let north and south. We're going to let some other people kind of kibitz and join in on the bidding. This is going to be some fun. So the north hand, we're going to say, well, we've got an opener there. It's a 4-3-3, doggone it. But we're going to go ahead and make a call of 1 club. And it's a pass over by the east and in south. Looks pretty clear, right? You going to do 1 spade for now, or some strong jump shifts, or what interests you there? You've got, let's see, 7 plus 1, 8 points there, another 4 there, and another 4. Wow, 12 and 8. Sounds like about 20. Your partner's open. Man, I think I know where we're heading, but what do you want to bid there?
You asking me, or you?
Yes,
asking
Carl,
the
please.
group?
Uh-huh.
Oh, you're asking me. Oh, okay. So, like you said, there's, well, so you're saying the partnership plays strong jump shifts on the reply?
Yeah, let's say they are. And do you think
oh, okay. Well,
if you're doing that, would the ace,
definitely.
queen, jack 5 times be enough, or are you? So I think is it you're probably going to think about 1 spade or 2 spades is probably what you're thinking about at this point.
Yeah, if they don't play weak responses, then you could go 2 spades to show your strength.
Okay, let me just write that down. So I'll put down classic is strong jump shifts. So 1 club, 2 spades equals 17 plus and a good spade suit. If you're playing the more kind of modern way, which is weak jump shifts, even when your partner opened, then that shows is you do not have 6 points. Don't do it with 6 points. But you've got something like, say, king X, 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 something like that, and nothing else. And you're saying this is just a play. Don't let them find the heart contract or wherever they are heading. So you're thinking you'll do 2 spades?
Yeah, if you play strong jump shift.
Okay, strong jump shift. You're okay with this holding. And yeah, I think this is probably good enough. We'd like it to be another honor, but whatever. So, okay, it's going to be a pass. In this case, we probably don't have to worry too much. If our partner open and we've got 20 points, I don't think they're going to come in because our hand is relatively flat in south. So we don't expect any weird bids coming in by the opponents. Maybe it's you're vulnerable and they're not, and who knows what people throw in then. Okay, back up to north. So you've heard 2 spades, strong jump shift. And what do you want to call there? It's a game forcing
Well,
auction.
Yeah, I'd be on the fence of even maybe doing Roman keycard, but I don't know if he's on 17 plus 12. I have a flat hand. I'm not sure I can get there.
You remember the rule about
I
needing...
might,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I might just go to 4 spades and let my partner decide if he thinks slam is a possibility.
Okay. Well, that gets to an interesting point, and that is, once you're in a game forcing auction, and you are, and then do we believe in the concept of slow shows, meaning implies extras, and fast going right up to 4 spades, it denies. And I think you're saying is that, yeah, I probably deny having a lot of extras. I've got a 4-3-3, and I've really got some working honors on the rounded suits and a king. So I don't think you want to do 4 no trump, folks. The reason being is because even though your partner's done a strong jump shift showing 17 or more, is you're the hand that has 2 suits that do not have primary honors. And when you do 4 no trump, you have the primary honors. So I would say is that if you did 3 spades, 4 spades, is that it says, man, I've got an 8 loser hand. And let's go ahead and just take a look from the standpoint of our losers. So in trump, well, we don't have them, but our partner's got 5 or more. I don't think we have too many losers there. It's going to be 0 or 1. Would you agree on that one, Carl?
Oh,
on spades, do you think that we have, if my partner's got 2 spades, do you think we have 0 or 1 losers there?
Yeah,
I think so. And in diamonds, we have 2 losers in our hand.
Right.
In clubs, we have maybe 1 loser. We got to count the finesses to work. And in hearts, we've got 2. Those are slow tricks. So it's not a bad hand from losers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 at worst. So we're pretty good. So if you do 3 spades, I think that's okay. If you want to do 4 spades to show you really have a weak hand, I'd say it's not that weak. The rounded suits are, I think, okay. So anyway, you do some number of spades, let's say 3 or 4, and it's not going to really matter too much, but it's good to be thinking about this. And you know what your partner is going to say, hey, I've got controls in every suit, and I heard you open, so I don't care what you do. You're not going to pass, so I'm going to do 4 no trump. And on 4 no trump, what do you want to do there? What do you like to play personally in terms of your responses to no trump?
I play Roman keycard. So
the 1430 style? Or the 031? 1430. Most of us do, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. So how many controls do you have?
So I bid 5 clubs.
Yeah, 5 clubs with 1. 5 clubs equals 1 control, and we don't now have the trump king, so we just have 1. The first step is 1 or 4 equals 5. Oops. 5 clubs. Okay. All right, so it's a pass over into the east hand, and so, okay, you've got 1 control. Well, hey, what do you want to do there? I guess, it's like it's either going to be your partner's got the king of spades based upon the bidding, or the ace of clubs. What do you think?
Well, it's easy because it's
yeah, because you can see it. I mean, what would you do in real life with this now? It's like, oh, man.
Yeah, I'm, not knowing what dummy has, I'm looking at my hand. I got, what do I have again? I had 20 points.
Yeah.
So my partner opened with 12. I'm saying, okay, I'd probably go for it, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think most of us all would. Yeah, we're just going to have to go for it. 6 spades is absolutely right because, we don't know how, the finesses are going to work or whatever, but, we like these tennises that we have in the club suit. And, yeah, this is a tripleton here in the diamond suit, but we're short in the heart suit. So I think, yeah, all of us would make that bid, and we'll just hope for the best. But you might be like John did on Sunday in our paid lessons. He's like, well, I know this is a lesson on defender play, so he bid some of these hands a little differently. That's okay. That made it kind of fun. I had to laugh at that. But all right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the hand by, well, I'm not going to show the east hand. I'm just going to make the lead. And the lead is going to be the 10 of hearts. So, okay, so we're the declarer in south, and so I guess what do we want to play? They're probably put the jack, and sometimes you might want to put the queen up if you really want to incent. I don't think they're leading away from a king. That would not be too bright. So we do not have it. So it looks like the king is going to be held over by east. So if you want to even encourage more, to make it more tantalizing, you play the queen rather than the jack. It's a silly ploy, but some people do bite for it for some reason. So, okay, so it goes up with the queen. And over in east, we don't know about these little parlor tricks, I call them, that happen. And so here you are. Okay, the queen has been played, and we have king fourth, and the moment of truth is here. Yeah. Our partner led the 10. We heard the auction, whichever way you want to remember it, but it started off with a club, a spade, or 2 spades in our case, what we did, and then went 3 spades, let's say, showing a little extras, and then 4 no trump, 5 clubs. And oh, I need to show the north hand too, don't I? Hold on just a second. The north hand and the east, northeast. Here it comes. Give it another 5 or 10 seconds unless you're on Facebook. And so we see the queen, the jack, and a 7 in the dummy. And we're still over here putzing around in the east thinking, do we want to play the king? Well, we see the jack there. What do you want to do, Carl?
I would play the king, even though I know it'll get covered.
Okay. Well, you are right then. So, yeah, it would get covered, and that is unfortunately the losing line. And so the point of the lesson was that cover the last of touching honors. But let's just see why. This is what it's about. So I think we've all done this before, and so let's say that we go up with the king. And we can see that this is an L. If you look at the king, the little L next to it there, that's a loser. All these other plays, they're all winner plays. Shoot! So let's see what happens. Okay, so they win with the ace. First off, I don't like it when I see these types of holdings as declare. It's like, this isn't fair. I've got like 3 honors either way, but they're wasted honors. It's 3-3 with all the honors crunched together. So Barbara Seagram and David Bird, when you prepared this hand, you tricked us a little bit. And so, yeah, we do have a loser in diamonds. And so, yeah, we got 1 loser there. And, oh, they put the king of spades offside. Wasn't that nasty of them? So there's a lot of reasons this could have made, but in this situation, let's just kind of follow out why in this type of a scenario where it is better to cover the last of touching. Okay, so I guess we'll go ahead and play some trump, but we're going to have to try to do a finesse here. Okay, and we'll play top, and we'll duck it. And they're going to win it. Sure. And, I guess they're going to go and play a... Oh, wait a second. What happened here? Okay, yeah, because it was played there. And then that was played, okay, to the king. And they win with that. And let's say they'll probably come back in a trump. They don't want to do anything too scary. Their partner's either out or has one left. Okay. So we'll go ahead and play our clubs, and maybe it'll be a rough and a slough or something. That's when we get tripletons, is what we normally do. All right. And so we need to, let's see, another one. And we're getting to the end. And so I guess that...
you lose your diamond.
Yeah, up to... Oops, I've got too many cards showing. But yeah, you lose the diamond at the end there is what happens. So if on the other hand it was like the 10 was played, it normally is 10, 9, 8, but hey, I don't have a problem with this holding because I'm not going to lead away from my king, although I've seen that happen. It's interesting how sometimes people will lead low from king doubleton and figuring, I'm going to take it the next trick. It's, well, it's a very sneaky play, but if they have too many trump, they're just going to capture your king the next time around. In this case, though, anyway, so a jack, and if we play low, they can do this. But if next time around is they don't have three of them, so that was where I said on one of the slides is that when the opponents have a singleton ace or ace x or sometimes ace xx, you need to be thinking about your holding. And if you don't, sometimes this situation where they then have promoted the queen, that gives them the extra trick where they can do a slough on a side suit like a diamond. Does that make sense, Carl?
Yep.
Okay. Were there any other questions or anything else, Grace?
Reed says, lead the 8 of hearts to finesse the 9, then the 7 provides a discard for the diamond loser 1.
Say that again.
Lead the 8 hearts to finesse the 9, then the 7 provides a discard for the diamond loser 1.
Oh, in this case, yeah, I didn't show all of the values. I didn't actually have intended to do that, but that's a good point. I didn't look at all the spot cards. That's kind of a little bit more advanced, but yeah, thank you for bringing that point up, is that we got to be aware of the spots in this as well. Well, Carl, you did a great job, and
You just nailed it.
you did an awesome job today. Let's all give him a big applause.
Yay, Carl!
Carl, good
Thanks for
job.
joining us.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions or thoughts on how you feel about covering honors with honors? Inquiring minds must know.
Well, let's just say I'm sure I'll make mistakes, so I'll leave it at that.
No, that's good that we all are learning at this game. And so, Grace, I guess that, what are you pointing at?
Reed has another comment.
Oh, Reed has another comment. Let me finish with his, though, first, please. So, yeah, it turns out is that I see sometimes pros where I watch them playing in international tournaments where, they'll spend, I don't know how many minutes on thinking about a play. Other times, you get to trick 4 and everybody just flips their cards down. Nobody makes a claim. They just know that, okay, we know what the rest of the cards are, sure. 99% of the time they're right. Sometimes it turns out they didn't have it right, but there isn't even a claim that's been uttered, which seems weird. But yeah, some of these you do have to think, what are the possible holdings? And when we did the slides, we didn't have the luxury of doing that because we're just going through with some general rules. But I think covering an honor with last touching honor is a pretty good rule. We just have to be careful when it turns out the declare, when it has like a singleton ace or ace doubleton and, there's promotion to the suit. But here it's a kind of a classic where we could see is that, yeah, if we covered the first time, then it did promote the jack. And if you looked at the dummy and saw that king 3 times in diamonds, it's like, yeah, that wouldn't be so good if they had ace in 3 times. So something to think about. Grace, you want to come on in? What would Reed have to say?
Reed said that is the only way to make the
contract. And then what is the bottom part? I can't read that now.
ZZZ. I think it says he's going to sleep.
Oh, okay.
I think I know what that means. So anyway,
Sign
that
up.
I think is it for today. Once again, Carl, I thank you for participating in that. That was awesome. And so
I had fun.
we're going to have some new information come out about our new show we've done in April, live every day in April, LIDA. But this month we're going to cut back on some days, and we're going to have some new, well, I think the hour is 1 o'clock works really good. So we'll stick with that. So stay tuned. Tomorrow we'll give out some more information on what our new schedule is. Anything else, Grace?
That's all I can think of for today.
So as always, thanks for coming. I hope you have a great day. Peace
Happy
out.
trails.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Happy trails to
Bye.
you until we meet again. Carl, it was great talking to you. Have a good one. Bye-bye, all.